Today's motion is on the need to investigate the National Information Technology Development Fund collection from 2010 to 2015 by the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The House notes that the National Information Technology Development Agency was established by the National Information Technology Development Agency Act of 2007 to regulate the development and implementation of information technology policy and practice in Nigeria. Also notes that Section 12(1) of the NIDA Act established the National Information Technology Development Fund, into which shall be paid all the funds accruable to the agency, namely 1% levy on entities contained in the third schedule of the Act, grants in aid from bilateral and multilateral agencies, voluntary contributions and bequests, accruable assets and monies to the fund, and budgetary provisions from the appropriation from the federal government. Concerned that the oversight activities of the collections into the fund between 2010 and 2015 showed that there was neither a reliable record of accounts nor efficient coordination between NIDA and FIRS, thereby giving the unhealthy impression that NIDA had abandoned its accounting responsibilities in the management of the fund. The House is also concerned that a whopping sum of 1 billion naira was reported by NIDA as having been debited based on the instruction of the Federal Minister of Finance without sufficient documentation of the evidential value, regardless of the provisions of its enabling act as a development agency. The House is further concerned that the poor collection and remittance mechanism in the NIDDEF may have led to significant revenue shortfall for NIDA, thus affecting its ability to effectively deliver the national information technology development expectations. Equally concerned that it has become difficult to locate a reliable record of all outstanding collections due to NIDA and to confirm the amount of unremitted sums due from FIRS to NIDDEF. This House has resolved to mandate the Committees on Information Technology and Finance to investigate the matter and other related issues and report back within 8 weeks for further legislative action. I so move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, for this opportunity, this motion is a very straightforward motion. This agency, having been established since 2007 by an enabling act, relegated its responsibility to FIRS. The provisions of the Act are very clear and very straightforward. FIRS, on the other hand, is only supposed to assess the amount and assess the levies that are supposed to be paid to this agency. And so it has gone into an agreement which is very unholy with NIDA. Contained here is an MOU which is purportedly signed by these two agencies, and the signatories to this MOU are unknown. For a figure or assignment that is huge as collecting levies, 1% of a total sum that could be running into billions of naira was signed by unknown persons. And so there is need for us to know who these persons are. You recall that the NIDA Act and the FRS Act were signed on the same day by Mr. President. But a few months later, they went into agreement. It looks as if this action was premeditated. And so there is no clear record of these collections. It means if they collect, they do not tell NIDA who they have collected from, how much they have collected, they just remit what they want. And there are no clear records that are being submitted, even at the FRS. They don't tell NIDA how much they have collected, they just say, this is what is due to you. This needs to be investigated. Honorable members, Right Honorable Speaker, this House needs to expose some unholy arrangements that will lead to revenue losses, that will prevent an important agency like NIDA from doing its work. And so I crave the indulgence of my colleagues to please support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any contributor?
And coming at a time when governance is becoming more transparent, coming at a time when Nigeria should be prudent enough to make sure that every kobo that goes into anywhere or goes out of anywhere is captured and recorded. Mr. Speaker, like I said, the motion is very, very straightforward, and what it's seeking is for the benefit of the country, so that we can benefit from these monies that were meant to cater for, or meant to be for the benefit of the people. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, there is no gainsaying that part of what this government is preaching is transparency, and they have demonstrated it in practically everywhere. I recall last budget presentation, we recorded for the first time in the history of this assembly, Central Bank of Nigeria submitting their books for our scrutiny. So I congratulate Honorable Onawos, and I plead with our members to please support this motion, as it is consequences towards our economy, especially at this point in time, is enormous. Thank you to follow up. So I call on my honorable colleagues to support this motion so that we can investigate. And maybe when we investigate, from the findings, we can be able to make our recommendations, and also we can be able to take action on it. This motion is timely, and I call on us to support it. Thank you.
In terms of computer. Mr. Speaker, you will note that right now the world is going digital. Computer technology is the most important aspect of the world. If you look at the world, in the last 10 years, the highest numbers of billionaires came through computer and related technology development. And if this country have been wise enough, our leaders have been wise enough to say, let there be a collection, let a fund be established, so that we can improve on the level of computer technology in this country. And then some people are not reporting. I think it is a big crime against the country. One, it's because of that development for us. Two, it's going to make sure that youths are not employed. And three, those people who have put themselves down to help the country to develop technologically will not be able to get anywhere. It's a big thing. Therefore, I think that we need to support this, not just because this government is for anti-corruption, but to enable us to get quicker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it.